Aloha and welcome. My name is Taylor Norris, and I'm a Usui Holy Fire 3 Karuna Reiki Master and creator of Flower of Healing, Reiki, as well as intuitive astrologer. Thank you so much for being here today. In today's video, I want to share with you about why I became a Reiki Master and what has happened in my life since, to just give you an example of some of the reasons why Reiki Master may be resonating and calling to you. And again, like grounding that in an example of a human life, a real human life, and it's been affected in that way, because I could list out X, Y, Z. These are the benefits. And I have talked about that. I think that is a productive conversation, but I think what might connect even more so is a little bit more of a story, which feels vulnerable to share. My Pluto in Scorpio is saying, no, natal Mercury in the 8th house wants to keep quiet, but I am feeling like this will be of benefit to others of you who are out there who are intuitive and empathic and idealistic and have huge dreams for yourself. And maybe you feel a bit alone or isolated, or like you can't really put together that dream, or whatever your dream is takes way too much courage to do. You couldn't possibly be one of those people who does that thing, or maybe you're the first person who's ever going to do that thing. So hopefully my story will connect with you who are here watching this video now. I became a Reiki Master practitioner. I took my first Reiki Master training in April of 2020. And what's funny about that is that I had taken Reiki 1 and 2 6 months prior, not knowing, as everybody else, September or October of 2019, we didn't know the world was about to change. And if we had feelings that something was coming, we didn't know the exact, this is how it's going to look in 2020, March 2020, everything changes. So I was one of those people. I didn't know, but thankfully I felt guided to take Reiki 1 and 2, and I did. And I found it so compelling and interesting and fascinating and really, truly irresistible that I kept saying yes, 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 and practicing as much as I could and studying the manuals and studying the techniques I learned in my training. That really, as soon as I took Reiki 1 and 2, I booked 6 months later a Reiki Master class with a teacher that I wanted to learn from. I knew I wanted to learn from that particular teacher. So I was looking for a class actually that I think was in March. This is so funny thinking back, because that was exactly 6 months after my Reiki 1 and 2. I was like, okay, March, that's the soonest I can take it. But she was not offering Reiki Master until April. So I resorted to April. And yeah, again, what's so funny is that in March of 2020, that's when lockdowns and things got really, really amped up and different and crazy. So April 2020, I took that first master training. And so yeah, I didn't really know why. I didn't know why, other than I had to. And Reiki was so interesting, and I could not do enough Reiki sessions on myself and others to, satisfy my desire to just learn more about the energy. So the training was a wonderful experience to take it to that next level, learn advanced practitioner techniques, learn how to teach. I didn't really think I necessarily wanted to teach. I thought I was open to it, but I wasn't like for sure wanted to teach. But after taking the training and seeing how easy it would be to teach, I was like, yeah, I can do that. So I took that master training and in my experience with the placements and the ignitions. And I remember even practicing with other students in the class as part of the training, because the training is dynamic like that. It's not just lectures and being spoken to. You receive these guided meditation, deeply healing, empowering spiritual experiences, many of them throughout the 3 days or the duration of the training. And you also have a chance to practice with other students in the class what you are learning. So you practice with the symbols, you practice with the tools and techniques, and you immediately get to gain familiarity with how they work and how they affect others. So when I was practicing with another one of the students, I started receiving all of this spiritual guidance of what I was to do. And there were a few things, there were a few things. There were a lot of things on that list, but there were some major things. These weren't like, go buy pens at the store or start eating carrots. These were like, move to Hawaii, go to South America and experience plant medicine retreats, because that will awaken past life memories. You've been a shaman in your past life. So past life memories and recall and glimpses of my future and things that had already been seeded in that Reiki 1 and 2 training. Like during that training, I was even becoming aware that I needed to change my living situation. And I knew I would end up in Hawaii at some point, but I wasn't sure when exactly. In that master training, it was like, no, like, like, we've got you. Go, go now. Like, okay. And then the South America thing, I was like, I don't know about that, but it sounds great. I was having these powerful experiences, plant medicine like experiences, while receiving the practice session from another person in the master class. Like, not even the attunement, but just receiving another student giving me the Holy Fire Master style of Reiki. I was having like a ayahuasca type experience. And I had not taken any ayahuasca at that time. So it was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. And it was so empowering and so healing. And I loved connecting. The group that comes together for a Reiki class is so powerful, because they really are. It's a divinely ordered circle every single time people gather to receive Reiki. So after this class, what happened? Well, I made radical changes to my life. Now, some of you, that might scare you. Others of you are like, yeah, like, I'm ready for big changes. Okay. So I was ready for big changes. I was ready to follow my heart's calling once again, the directive of my soul, live according to my values, let my authentic self shine and be free, and create a life that really reflected the true, beautiful, limitless nature of that authentic self. So I went to Hawaii. I moved to Hawaii took the training in April, May, June. It was mid-July. This is like 3 months. I moved to Hawaii. I wrapped it all up, and I moved. And I'm so happy I did. 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 I really am. This is where I'm meant to be. This is where my heart has known I've been meant to be for years. So it felt so good to finally know that it was time, and that I was supported and trusted in that process, because that is really foundational of the holy fire Reiki energy, is, especially at the master level, is establishing this deep sense of trust, really deep, which is so amazing for us, Scorpio types and many who have been traumatized in different ways and learned we can't trust ourselves, we can't trust others, we can't trust authority, can't trust the news, can't trust the media, can't trust what you hear, can't trust what you read, can't trust what you see, can't trust, can't trust, can't trust. And Reiki, Holy Fire Reiki really heals this. And you start to trust Reiki and you start to trust the guidance that comes when you invite Reiki. And this is life-changing. This is absolutely life-changing. So Reiki guidance comes and you trust and you go and you make the change and it works out. And there's also this element of surrender that happens too, of I trust this process, I surrender to this process. I can set aside my ego and my personality and my mind that has all kinds of ideas about this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, this is how it's supposed to look, this is how it's supposed to be, this is the time frame that we're operating on. All of those can be set aside and surrendered and be like, actually, my mind's guidance has got me this far. It's great. It's great perspective to have. But really this totally enlightened consciousness that knows literally everything across time, space, dimension, all levels and layers and experiences and perspectives of reality, the totality of all that is. I'm going to let that inform what I do. Now that's a shift. That's a shift. And that's humility. That's humility, because what arrogance to be, I'm just going to do what my mind says is best. We don't even maybe think of that, but that is the humility of surrendering to this higher source of consciousness that knows everything. I mean, logically, it makes perfect sense. It's just new. It's new to be maybe surrendering. And that's why at Reiki Master, there's this door opening of like, okay, this surrender is, step by step by step by step. And the more I've surrendered, the more I've trusted, the more my inner world is peaceful and beautiful and harmonious and thriving and passionate and infinitely rich and deep and multi-layered and multi-dimensional, and just, oh my gosh, this inside world is so incredibly beautiful and bright and vibrant and radiant and luminous and sparkling and scintillating and ever fascinating. And then reality starts reflecting that more and more and more and more and more and more. And there's this courage to just go for it, whatever the thing is. Go for it. If you don't have strong Aries energy in your chart, if you don't have strong fire in your chart, for those of you who know astrology and know your charts, Reiki, Holy Fire Reiki can help really kindle that courage and more of that confidence. And let's say you have fire signs in intercepted houses, so your fire sign is intercepted, can help you access that fire no matter what your astrological chart looks like or what your life looks like, your personality. That fire is ignited within you, and the light of courage is there, and confidence, and just going in the direction of your soul's intention for this lifetime, no matter how crazy or nonsensical or illogical it looks, if it is in alignment with the highest possible manifestation of your soul and spirit's intentions for this present incarnation as a human on earth, then that's where to go. That is where to go, which leads me to another thing I will mention. 2020, when I took Reiki Master, we're having big transits. 2021, some of y'all might know Saturn square Uranus. Okay, another big transit, old versus new, inner authority versus outer authority. How's that going to play out? We know. By the way, Reiki helps shift us people from outer authority. Tell me what to do. Tell me how to be. Tell me how to be healthy. Tell me how to be XYZ. Tell me what personality you have. Tell me what to think. Tell me what to say. Tell me everything. Tell me how I'm supposed to look. Tell me how I'm supposed to express creatively, right? Outer authority. What am I supposed to believe? To inner authority, Uranus, I'm awake. I know my way. I know my truth. I am conscious. I am light. I am connected to source. Okay. 2022, we had big transits too. I mean, every year these years, Jupiter, Neptune conjunction come together in Pisces. This is huge, beautiful spiritual energy, the birth of world peace Reiki. Awesome, fabulous. There were other transits too. The Saturn Uranus square was finishing up. There was Uranus conjunct the North Node, conjunct Mars. Okay, let's get in touch with the galactic. Let's get in touch with heaven on earth. Let's get in touch with our multidimensional selves and unite our personal will, Mars, with that awakened will of Uranus and the North Node, our soul's future trajectory, our destiny, our soul evolutionary growth at this time, coming down to earth, Taurus, in our bodies, ascension, inscension in bodies, higher consciousness in bodies. Okay, 2022. We had eclipses too. My goodness. 2023. Okay, this is why I've been like wanting to make a video about this, so I'll kind of put it in here. And it goes is we've got Saturn going into Pisces. Saturn, outer authority, which hopefully by now many of us have shifted into inner authority or on that trajectory into Pisces. This is the world of, spirituality and the formless and unity consciousness and cosmic consciousness. This opportunity for emotional, that would be the water sign energy, emotional mastery, Saturn in Pisces. More than that. So that's one level and layer there. We've got Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008, and we all know what happened in 2008. There were big shifts in the economy, financial markets, real estate, etc. Totally transformed, wrecking some people's lives, benefiting the billionaires. I mean, like anything happens, the billionaires are benefiting, right? And so big changes with that. We've had this whole Capricorn, like corporate power structure being, renovated and looked at. And let's see really what's going on with that. Conspiracy theories, etc. Pluto is changing sign. It hasn't done this since 2008. So big things are coming. And many of us are feeling this. Many of us are like anxious and on the edge of our seats. We don't even know why. Those of us who study astrology, we're like, yeah, we know why. Other people, this is like everybody else who doesn't study astrology, or everybody else who does not have a spiritual or intuitive connection to knowing more about what is actually, coming, that there is this big energy shift. Everybody can feel there's an energy shift coming. And you can look at it as the Pluto moving into Aquarius. Other traditions might say it's other things, and that's okay. Like, they're all right. That's just my frame of reference here that makes sense. Pluto moving into Aquarius starting March 23rd. So how does this link in with Reiki? Let's bring it back together. All right. I'm preparing my Reiki Master PowerPoint this morning, and it's talking all about how Holy Fire Reiki aligns you with the will of your soul intentions. And it's like your healed soul intentions, healing your soul, bringing your soul consciousness into your body. Holy Fire Reiki, revealing your soul consciousness within your body, revealing your spirit consciousness within your body, because it's always there. There are just layers of nonsense that harden and densify beliefs and patterns and dynamics. And I mean, you can even think about this like in your brain, you know, certain grooves in your brain worn out. That's how they go. It's just back and forward down this way. This is the way. Reiki is going in and it's healing that. It's like, oh, we need to route this. We need to route the traffic differently here, right? Route the traffic. It's healing, changing the epigenetic expression, healing, activating us, healing the energy, the layers of density. They just come off and off and off, and the beliefs melt away and the attitudes change. And it's conscious. It's a co-creative process. It's a process where you become aware of certain things, make certain changes, become aware, even more and more aware of the mind, belief, thought patterns, looping thoughts, where the mind likes to go. Maybe there are certain topics of worry and concern that the mind just like, I just want to like go there and worry about that. And Reiki can help me be in command and realize, you know, where my mind is going and find it out there and activate, you know, use some tools and techniques to get myself back on center. So Reiki does all of this healing work naturally, but it's working at that soul level. So this process of soul that I'm talking about, you know, after the training, I moved to Hawaii. I make big changes in my life in Hawaii. Not only am I just like living a normal life in Hawaii, but I'm aligning with my values to live in an off-grid home with solar, and I catch my own water, and I have fruit trees, and it's on a property where I can hopefully sustain myself and be sustainable and have a plumbing system that's actually turning waste into, the fire that lights my stove, like these things that I believe in, my values, true security. So these are things that are important to my soul that aren't going to be necessarily important to everybody's soul. But for my soul, it's like, these are must-dos. If you don't do this, you're not going to feel right. Okay. You're going to feel like, what if, and, look back and regret. So these are some of the things, the big lifestyle changes that I'm making to be in alignment with my beliefs. And this is evolution. This is soul evolution that's happening. Nobody's making me do that. I'm simply following my Reiki guidance and my Reiki bliss. All right. And again, what does this have to do with Pluto? Well, Pluto can basically show you what's unconscious. And most people are quite unconscious of their soul. They have no frame of reference. There's no contact there. There's all ego and personality, dogmatic type beliefs. There's the layers, the culturally created self, the shadow self, the dormant self. There's such a limited functionality of the human consciousness that's not connected to the soul consciousness. Pluto invites us sometimes with cataclysmic events to become aware of our soul, to become aware of our unconscious. And if you've been preparing with a spiritual practice such as Reiki, you know that there's nothing to fear. You know that you're already in conscious communion, ongoing conscious contact and embodiment with your soul as you're revealing your authentic self, your higher self, your most evolved future self, that there is absolutely nothing to fear, and that whatever Pluto or any other scary transit is, coming around the corner, Mars square, whatever, Mars moon. That's today. I'm having that today. It's all good. I've been in bliss all day. That there's nothing to fear, and that Pluto's going to bring about even more soul gifts, talents, awarenesses, that any challenges that might come up in this process of making the unconscious conscious, you're supported by Reiki, your spirit guides, your spiritual support team. You have coping tools and skills and techniques to use for healing yourself. And you have community. You have, your Reiki teacher, other Reiki students, other Reiki practitioners who get it. Especially, if the people who are in your more immediate environment do not get it. So this is immensely helpful and immensely timely. Saturn was the outermost limit of our solar system for many years before telescopes. We got telescopes, and then we saw Uranus out there. We saw Neptune out there. Then we saw Pluto out there, and Pluto became the outermost limit of our solar system. And then since then, we've seen a gajillion, to be scientifically accurate and specific, trans-Neptunian objects, Kuiper Belt objects, all kinds of things, asteroids, centaurs, etc., dwarf planets beyond the orbit of Pluto. I mean, it is a party out there. It is a party, and it's rocking and it's jamming, and there's no shortage of guests in attendance. So one of our outermost limits, because I was doing research and I'm pretty sure I found something that was even further beyond the orbit of Sedna. I have to check at that, because Sedna is the one that's quoted most often in astrology circles as the dwarf planet that's the outermost orbit. And this is a planet that's out there that is orbiting around the sun in a 11,000 plus year cycle, whereas Earth, it's taking 1 Earth year to go around the sun. Saturn is taking about 28, give or take 29 and a half years to go around the sun. Pluto, it's taking 248, give or take, years to go around the sun. Sedna, 11,000 plus years to make 1 orbit around the sun. Sedna is also changing sign. So we have these 3 grades of outer limits of the solar system all changing sign. Saturn, March 7th, that's just around the corner. This is 2023. Pluto, March 23rd, 2023. And Sedna, not sure exactly what date. I believe it's in June 2023. Sedna's been in Taurus, and Sedna's going into Gemini. And this is mind. This is air. This is mental mastery. This is thoughts become things. So the more we can be aware of our thoughts, the more we can consciously co-create what we truly desire with our thoughts. It manifests our clear, conscious, beautiful, loving, compassionate thoughts, rather than be taken on a ride of manifesting our, darkest nightmares or what have you. Okay, so this is another big change in the energy, and there are countless other changes in the energy. But with Pluto in particular, gonna be in Aquarius for it's transitioning 2023 and 2024. Beyond that, then it's just gonna camp out in Aquarius for about 2 decades. Aquarius is an air sign. It's electricity, it's magnetism, it's invisible energy. It is energy healing. It is higher consciousness, universal consciousness, and Reiki can really help us navigate that energy. And I think even with Pluto and Aquarius, modalities such as Reiki that are energy healing modalities, higher consciousness modalities, modalities that heal using invisible energies. I think these are going to be given much more credence and credibility and respect, and grow tremendously to replace these old Capricornian structures that were top down, hierarchical, outer authority, corporations, multi-international conglomerates that own, the whole world. And really give the power back to the people, Pluto and Aquarius. And what gives the power to the people? Like the empowering energy of Reiki that's revealing your authentic self, that's healing your culturally created self, any kind of layers of density and nonsense and trauma across your soul history, getting all the way to the root cause and empowering you to be in this process of becoming your authentic self more and more every moment, every day. So now is the time. Now is the time. If you are being called to Reiki, now is the time. Find a practitioner, find a Reiki circle, give the energy a chance to show you what it's all about. I have many Reiki meditation recordings you can do for free on my YouTube channel, Taylor Norris Reiki. I have a free monthly new moon distant Reiki share where everybody's welcome, even if you've never taken Reiki before. And plenty of people come who are advanced Reiki masters as well. Everybody is welcome. And I teach Reiki classes in the Holy Fire World Peace lineage ongoing, all the different levels, 1 and 2 if you're a beginner Reiki Master, whether you have just taken Reiki 1 and 2 6 months ago, or maybe you've taken Reiki Master in another lineage. Holy Fire World Peace training is very comprehensive. Very comprehensive. I think it's probably very comprehensive no matter who you take it with. Holy Fire World Peace trained teacher, practitioner. But I must say, with myself, I make comprehensive PowerPoints. We make sure we cover everything. You get a copy of that PowerPoint so that you know everything that was covered in that class. And guess what? You can use it when and if you decide you want to teach Reiki Master, Reiki 1 and 2. You have a PowerPoint that you can work with as is or adapt it to be your style. So that's extra bonus. I am a Gemini moon ultra nerd. Love PowerPoints, love being organized, love teaching. So we have a good time in my classes. Take a class. If you feel called, take a class. The time is very much now. The planets are all guiding us. The transformation is going to happen whether we lean into it or whether we resist it. Leaning into it, embracing it, Reiki is a wonderful way to say, hey, I'm on board. I'm on board with the highest evolution and unfoldment and transformation my soul has planned for me, because every soul has a sacred plan, and it's beautiful and it's magical, and there's so much progress, there's so much enlightenment and insights and revelations and gifts and talents and abilities and skills and just magic and miracles that is possible in any given body, consciousness, and lifetime. And it's all unique depending on each person. So cool. All right. You are welcome to email me with your questions, taylornorris@zohomail.com. Find me on Instagram, Taylor Norris Reiki, YouTube, Taylor Norris Reiki. On my website, you can sign up for the free New Moon Distant Reiki shares. I offer sessions, Reiki and Astrology, just Reiki. Eventually, there will probably be some sessions that are just astrology and other offerings I will be telling you about later on. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. I so appreciate all of your support, your encouragement, your comments. Oh my gosh. Thank you for your attention. your beautiful presence. You're a beautiful light. Much love to you. Namaste.